Here's how to prep a warped painting to be restretched onto a new frame. Take out all the staples with a staple remover or pliers. It's tedious but super easy and cheaper to do it yourself even if you have someone else doing the restretch. Double check for any sneaky hidden staples in the corners.
There's one in every corner.
Measure every side and across the painting before the staples are out so you can order a new frame. Mine's from Upper Canada Stretchers. I actually needed to order a custom size frame. My original canvas had warped before I'd finished it, leaving the painting shorter in the middle like an hourglass. So I ordered a frame that's slightly smaller than the original standard size. It's always better to undersize the new stretcher so that the painting wraps around. You can always key out the corners later to expand it.
Today's the day I'm gonna get my canvas restretched. This thing has been on a warped canvas for a very long time. It's a little hard to tell, not on the wall right now. That's when you can really see the warped nature of it. I'm gonna go to the experts at Upper Canada Stretchers. I'm very, very grateful because they're basically like, we'll teach you how to do it and you can show your followers, people that watch your videos, how they can do it, because a lot of artists don't actually learn this.
So here's how I restretch my warped painting onto a brand new stretcher frame. First, we double checked the dimensions of the new frame and measured diagonally so we knew it was square. Then we lined up the painting, checking the signature on the front. The goal was to lift up the canvas around the frame and see a little bit of painting poking out around all four sides. Then, using a staple gun, we put one staple in the middle of one side, pulling the canvas tight. We did that on the opposite side and again at the top and bottom until there was one staple in the middle of all four sides. A little trick I was taught was to staple at a slight angle so it's not aligned with the canvas weave. A stretcher that's widened using keys like this one is a big advantage because you can pull by hand. For many frames, you'll actually need canvas pliers to achieve tension as you go. We flipped the canvas for a last little alignment check. Then the strategy was to staple outwards away from the center staple, 3 staples at a time on either side. Repeating on the opposite side, then the top and bottom, pulling the canvas tightly and leaving an 1.5 inch gap between staples. As we closed in on the corner on the first side, we stapled all the way down to the end and put a final staple right in the corner. We folded the corners by pulling the canvas back, folding the extra material at a 45-degree angle along the seam, then pulling the rest of the canvas up and over, lined up with the edge of the frame. We did all 4 corners, then filled in the final areas at the top and bottom. As we flip the painting, you'll see it's not super tight, and that's where the keys come in. We placed a canvas key in each slot and tapped them in a bit. The canvas resists and tightens very quickly because a primed and painted canvas isn't very stretchy. We made sure to expand the frame equally and not forget about the keys on the braces. You'll see the joint start to open about a 1/16 of an inch, and that's what creates perfect tension. I restrung the back, and now my painting is restretched on a beautiful square new frame. Here's how to frame a painting in a floater frame. First, measure the painting and order your frame. I got this one in dark brown from Upper Canada Stretchers. In most cases, you order the frame online and assemble it at home using these fastenings. First, the eye screws go into the floater bar in these little pilot holes. Make sure you put something soft like a piece of fabric on the table and assemble the frame upside down. One corner at a time, push a dovetail key, round edge first, and hammer it until it's flush. Then insert the painting upside down. One way to center the painting is to flip it and place shims about 5 inches from the corners. Then you attach these sharp screws into the eye screws. You need to lift the painting up towards the floater frame a bit, so if you don't have a buddy with you, then use a magazine or a thin book. As you tighten, the eye screw will start to pull down towards the painting. For longer frames like this one, make sure you hold the middle of the floater frame flush so it doesn't bow out, and keep adding all the screws until all the sides are done. It's best to add the picture wire to the more structural stretched canvas rather than the floater frame, and take the sharp edges off the corners by running a pencil or a round screwdriver along the edge.